It's a boy Luffy Prodigy here to record another video. We have Dice episode 7 review and we are going to hop right into it. Just before we do so, as always, make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below your favorite moments of this episode. Check out some of our other videos as well. We did drop episode 1 review for Michelle. Go ahead and check out that video to show some love towards Genkai and his franchise. But stay tuned for this one as well and we're gonna hop right into it. Now, a surprising turn of events happening multiple times in this episode as we get to meet the inhabitants of the island. The seventh episode begins to unload further questions and mysteries regarding the island. We were provided with some answers in this episode as well, but continuing the discovery of the stranded village in the last episode, this time we meet a pink-haired girl who has enormous power in her fist and a walking living tree. We were able to double down and receive further confirmation that the elixir of life does exist, with actual proof being provided. The tree is known as Hoko, and the girl is May. They appear to be the native inhabitants of the island known as Kotaku. While it may be intriguing that we finally meet the native people of the island, there are still missing pieces of mysteries lingering around outside from the information given by Hoko in this episode. Hoko provided further insight and confirmed that the island is divided into 3 different regions, and the elixir of life is located in the center of the island called Horai, which is heavily guarded by the Tencents. Now we saw at the end of the last episode, episode 6, there were supposedly 2 females making out and were ultimately spotted by Chobe and his brother. Now, these 2 females, and I quote, are what is known as the Tencent. And the reason I'm highlighting the word female is that we literally saw one of them essentially morph into a male, which is insane, and essentially confirmed that they are not human. Now, we learned that the Tencents are supposedly gods of the island and they are never aging, never dying, and showed the same capabilities that May showed early in this episode. If I should describe it, it kind of looks like Rio in One Piece, or it is portrayed essentially like Rio. Now, the Azu brothers were ultimately destroyed by only one of them and were on the brink of dying. It is hard to gauge whether they will survive, which is very unlikely because they were thrown in this somewhat of a pit full with flowers and different corpses, the plants essentially going after them, and we learned that that is essentially what the Tencent do. They offer humans life towards this, or throw them in towards a pit so that they could be sacrificed essentially for the elixir of life so that they can get even stronger. And this essentially concludes the end of the episode. Much further information was provided in this episode, and we will provide with a lot of answers to some of our questions. However, that only opened another door filled with even more questions. At the end of the episode as well, we saw Sagiri starting to believe that Gabrimar is not necessarily a bad person, and he is changing to the point that she's beginning to trust him a little bit. And on the other hand, we saw Gabrimari realizing that he's getting too relaxed, too comfortable, and that he doesn't have much time to sit around chatting, and he needs to find the elixir of life as quickly as possible so that he can get back to his wife. And I love how the anime was able to portray that, and you saw this seriousness in his face, this anger, this rage, and you're starting to think that maybe he's going to go back to his ways of how it was previously. Well, hopefully that is not what is to come. I like the realization of Gamar in this episode because, as mentioned, he was getting a little bit weak. We also saw in this episode he was able to save Sagiri from May once more, and it's kind of somewhat becoming his priority. And hopefully in the long run this doesn't lead to him being weaker, but another good episode as well. If I should rate this episode, I would give it a 7, but just based off the information that was provided, I would give it roughly around a 9, closer towards a 10. But besides the information that was provided and the fact that we were able to see somewhat of the 10 cents power, nothing really took place in the episode. We saw the characters were able to relax, and that's about it. But much information was provided in this episode. It's another good one as well. Make sure to like and subscribe as always. If you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure to comment down below which other anime series that you perhaps would like to see us review. We are considering reviewing The Imminence in the Shadow, or Imminence of Shadow, or even Demon Slayer. We want to drop a few contents on Blue Lock as well. I did promise that I want to do some character breakdowns, and I still intend on doing so. However, I just haven't gotten time to write a script and release that content. But going forward, we're going to see what other contents we can drop. And make sure to check out the previous video as mentioned on Michelle. Make sure to like and subscribe as always. Stay tuned for more videos like this. I've been your boy Luffy Prodigy. Make sure to stay safe, and peace.